How to be a great music director. This is a very vital class. I'm going to be doing this in two parts. So, this particular class is going to be in two parts. How to be a great music director. Yeah, you're welcome to the music how to sessions with Tommy Tush. Yeah, they call me the tall MD with the word music. Okay, so you know that when it comes to music directing, God has blessed me with that gift and with that grace. And so I'm going to be imparting it to you. I want you to follow me. Okay, I'm going to give you the basic things that you need. Now, I get this question a lot from people, asking me, what they can do, how they can be a great music director, what they need to do, what are the steps to take, what are the classes, what are the courses or whatever they need to do. So let me just tell you this straight up. Now, I understand that everybody already knows the importance of music directing, and it goes beyond just the choir. There are many things in life, many avenues where music directing or the gift of directing is needed. Now, let me tell you one major thing that a music director has above everybody. Number one, a comprehensive knowledge of music and how music works. One mistake that a lot of churches at times make when it comes to, let's talk about music teams right now, is that when they want to choose a music director, they look for either the person that has been in the choir for the longest time, the person who is probably the oldest, so they think that, well, we need someone who is mature enough to handle people, or they look for somebody who is like the best worship leader, the best singer, or the best musician. That's a very, very wrong move, because you can be very skilled as a singer and be a very terrible music director. You can be extremely skilled as a musician and be a terrible music director. You can be a fantastic artist winning awards and be a terrible music director, right? Directing is like a combination of so many things at the same time. But one major thing you must understand about music directing is that you must have a comprehensive knowledge of different aspects of music and how it works. Now, I'm not saying you have to be perfect. I'm not saying you have to understand everything and be a pro at the beginning. But you see, you must know about everything. Now, I'm going to be teaching you the different aspects or the different things, the different skills that a good music director or a great music director must have. Now, let me give you this, disclaimer. I didn't have all of these things at the beginning. I've often shared my story of how I came into directing. I wasn't planning to be a music director. I didn't even know that some things I used to do way back was like I was training myself to be a music director. Back then I would listen to music and I would be listening to the parts in the song. I would listen to maybe the Ron Kenoly song, and from beginning to the end of the whole album, I would sing soprano, I would sing alto, I would sing tenor. I didn't know what it was. I was just doing that. My ears could pick those parts. But it came to a point where I joined the church, joined my church, and I was told to handle the choir. And then I now saw that I built in myself certain skills for directing. I knew I had a large repertoire of songs. I knew the parts. I could pick the parts. I could teach the parts. Because I had a large repertoire of songs and I had the creative mind, I was able to cook up things and all that. So I didn't, but even after doing that for like the first couple of years, I still did not know many things. It took me a while because back then nobody had a class like this. Nobody taught me these things. Nobody sat me down to teach me. So I made my own mistakes. I learned, and that's why I'm having this class, so that you don't have to make those mistakes, so that you don't have to learn by yourself. Let me say this. Directing is not like they say it in Nigeria. It's not cho. When you're not the MD, you can have ideas. Like, ideas don't run a choir. I've had people who are not in the position of leadership. They seem to have the brightest ideas. Oh, this is what the MD should do. This is what he should have done. This is what he should not have done. I just shake my head and smile. You can see everything. You can talk sweet talks when you're not in that position. It's a different thing when you're in that position. I'm sure all MDs listening to me can attest to that fact. It's a totally different thing. So, like I said, I'm not saying this out of, a mindset that okay, I got it all, I ain't got nothing. I also had to learn. So I'm going to be sharing with you the things that I've learned. So don't take it like, oh, are you telling me that I have to have all of this? Yes, you need to know these things. Whenever you are, you need to add these things to yourself. So number one, there is a musical part or a technical part of music directing. There is a spiritual side, and then there's an administrative side. There is a musical part, there's a spiritual side, there's an administrative part. Now, you cannot use one to cover the other. I've seen places where they take someone who is like the most spiritual, so to say, in the choir, who prays well, who sees vision and all of that, and they make the person to be the MD because they want the choir. The choir is a spiritual place. That person's spiritual gifts, the visions and the dreams they have will not suffice for their musical intelligence. If they are singing off key, they will sing off key. The anointing will not replace it. I've seen people who are very, very musically sound who lack administrative skills. They don't know how to put people together. They don't know how to recognize talent. They don't know how to delegate. They don't know those things. See, your knowledge of major scale, minor scale, diminished seventh, all of those things will not make up for it. It would the what you lack will show in the choir. You'll be technically sound, but your team will break because you don't have what it takes. So being a great music director starts first of all. Now, because it is music, so there are two words there: music, directing. Now, because it's music, the most important thing you must have is your sound knowledge of music. We'll get to other things. Like I said, there are three major areas, but you see, this one is the most important because that's what gets you into the room. Anybody can have the anointing, anybody can be able to pray, anybody can have administrative skills, anybody can be able to lead and delegate without being a musical person. But you see, what gets you into the music room, into the music team, is your knowledge of music. So if you don't have this, you can't even get in. You can go and add other teams, add usher, add other teams, but for choir, you must know music. So what you need to do is, while you are in your preparatory phase right now, begin to learn music as much as you can. Expose yourself. Don't box yourself into one corner and say, well, I'm just a singer. No, understand every side of music. Understand everything about singing, understand genres of music, understand how to sing them, understand how to write songs, understand how to pick parts, score songs, arrange parts, understand artistry, understand worship leading, understand every aspect of music business, understand those things. You know why? Because you would need every amount of knowledge and wisdom when you become a music director. Everything will come handy. I'm telling you. Because as a music director, your members will see you like you are musically sound. So when they want to step into artistry, you are the first person they will come to. They will come and ask you, should they release this song? How should they promote the song? Yes, I'm not saying that you should not direct them to experts, but trust me, at that phase, you are the first person they have access to. They don't have access to some people. You may not be able to afford some services, but you can guide them at that level. And it's part of your job as a MD, because one of the major roles of a music director is to raise greatness and launch them. If you follow me well, you know I say this a lot, that scoring songs is not in the top 5 duties of a music director. You may not agree, but that's the truth. When talking about a music team, in fact, the first thing is that you are creating the music. You are raising people. They will join you as a small person, but they will not leave you small. No. They cannot leave you small. So you want to ensure that you have all the knowledge they need when they come to you with their music questions. So understand every aspect of music. Listen to songs a lot. Listen to different genres of music. Don't be the MD that you have your preferred style of music. The song that makes you to dance or the ones that make you to pray. No, listen to everything, even the songs that you don't like. Because in cooking the music, you will need it. Yeah. I've seen people, and you see, the choir is a replica of the MD. I've seen people, MDs that they love a particular style of music. So every time in their choir is always singing one particular style of music. No, the choir is not supposed to. You're not supposed to put your like what you like. That's what the choir must sing. What you hate, choir must hate it. No, that's a very immature music director. Your choir should not hate what you hate, because the way you are building the choir is quite different from your personal music or your personal life or your personal artistry. Because you love Alujo music does not mean that your choir must be doing Alujo music every time. All right. So please listen wide, be very vast. Understand things about music production. All right. I know churches that will not even employ you as MD if you don't know the basis of music production. You can't create sounds, you can't create ideas in your head, you can't create stems. They will not even look at you at all. You may be hungry, but they understand what they are looking for because they know what they need in that place. So you must understand also how to, live production, have some ideas, because when you have concerts in your church or you have events, that knowledge is what you will bring to that team, to that church. So understand music. If you can be vast in this, trust me, even if you are lacking in other areas, this one will get you into the room. I'm telling you something. Number one, it's easier for a music director who understands music, who is sound in music, and maybe is even 10% in spiritual and administration in aspect, to get the seat faster than every other person. And trust me, when that person gets in the seat, he is likely to have greater results than the one who doesn't know music but understands administration and all of those things. And I'm going to tell you why. Because many times, because you know how to manage people, because you are spiritual, you may think that will cover up for the musical part. And many people like that, they get so pompous that they don't want to delegate the musical or the technical aspect of the choir to other people who are sounding it. So they try to do it by themselves, and the choir keeps failing. All right. So, like I said, you must be very vast in music. You must grow yourself. Now, you may not. So find out what your own gifts are. Some of you are fantastic singers. That's good. Now, learn how to teach people to sing. Because that you can sing well does not mean you can teach people to sing. That you can play an instrument well does not mean you can teach people to play it. There's a level of patience and a level of skill that teaching needs. So learn everything around music. Learn how to play an instrument if you need to. Even if you don't know how to play an instrument, understand the language of each instrument and how to communicate with your musicians. Many MDs cannot communicate with their musicians. There's a piece of song you are trying to arrange. It's even a problem that you can arrange the song. Now you don't know how to tell the drummer what to play. You're telling the drummer, oh yeah, play that shi. What's the shi? You want to say ayat, you're saying shi. You can't tell the drummer the groove that you want. And let me tell you something, the reason why many MDs are not respected is because you are dealing with musicians who know music to a point. And then you are bringing ideas that are not standing out. And they're like, what is this person saying? What is this person saying? So you need to be musically intelligent. Your ideas have to be top notch. You see, when you bring ideas in a music team and they see how creative you are, your singers, your musicians will respect you. They will see the result of the creativity. A music director must be very creative, musically creative. See, we cannot overemphasize this. You have to be extremely musically creative. And that takes a lot of work. You have to do a lot of work behind the scenes. Be good in arrangement, because your members are going to come bring songs they want to do for worship. You'll be the one to help them to correct it. Put this. Some MDs cannot communicate with the bassists, with the musicians. Okay, bass player, play this bass line. Please. Now, I'm not saying that you have to be spelling things out for them, but your job is to cook the music. You are a musical chef. That's your job as a music. The music in that church, the music on that project, in that album, on Whatever it is, it's your responsibility, how it sounds. So we're going to talk about delegation under administration, but you see, there's a musical delegation, which is you are telling this person, okay, you play this, you play this. Because when it comes to a music team, everybody has ideas. Your drummer has an idea, bass has an idea. So you can't allow everybody to field their ideas. There will be chaos. So everybody's bringing their ideas, fine, but then the ideas come to your table. And then you now decide, okay, this one or that one is the best idea, let's run with it. So you must understand music to the depths. All right. Now, one thing you must also have is you must have emotional maturity. Emotional maturity. One of the reasons why many churches try to, put people who are, a little bit elderly as MDs, or people that have stayed for long, or people that are maybe married or something, is because they just assume and believe that with age comes emotional maturity. Sadly, it's not always true, but it's just an assumption. They want someone who can think, somebody who can make decisions without considering their emotions, who will not be sentimental. There are many MDs that are sentimental. Now, you may have made that mistake before where, you did things out of your feelings, you spoke out of order, you are forgiven. Now you know. You must be emotionally mature. You must have your EQ has to be up there. You must know how to make decisions. You must know how to relate with people. You must know how to respect people. You must be able to recognize the gifts and talents in people. Many MDs stay in the choir and they are the ones doing everything. They will play the keyboard, they will lead worship. In fact, if you can give them the opportunity, they will lead and back up by themselves. They will lead special number. And then when you ask them why, they're like, there's nobody that can do it. Nobody can do it like me. Yes, nobody should be able to do it like you. They should be able to do it like them, because you're not trying to make them do it like you. So the thing is, have you recognized the gifts in your people? Are you setting up training structures to be able to get them trained? Because lots of MDs cannot train, and they also have their ego up there that they can't even bring somebody to come and train. It's bad enough that you can't train. Why not bring somebody in and say, you know what, my choir needs to learn this. They need to learn how to score songs. I can't be the one scoring songs every time. They will always need me. I need them to be able to stand by themselves. My choir members cannot do this. They can't do that. Let me bring someone to train them. So you can't be the only one doing everything. Even if pastor says he's confident only in you, thank him, appreciate him, but begin to groom other people. Because like I said, one of the major roles of a MD is to raise people, make them like you or better than you. Like, bring them to your level or train them to be better than you. So you must have eye for talent. You must have eye for potential. There are some people that they are just mouths. It's just mouth they have. But some people, they are not looking like it today, but you know that this person has great potentials. Then you bring them under your wings and then you begin to groom them. Some may take 2, 3, 4, some 10 years, but they will become it. So you must have eye for people like that. You must be able to train them, mentor them, and be patient with them. Music directing requires patience. It requires patience. You can't be in a hurry. You can't be the kind of person that you want it now, you want it next week, you want it next month, you want it next year. No, you have to be patient with people. Some people will get it fast, some people will take time to get it. So ability to be patient in repeating instructions. You will repeat the vision, you will repeat instructions. They will goof today, you will repeat it again. That's what it takes. All right, I'm going to pause here for now. I'm going to continue in the second part on how to be a great music director. Till then, join me now. If you're watching this and you want me to guide you personally, to coach you personally on being a great music director, there's an exclusive one-on-one coaching series paid for. You can subscribe to it. I'm going to put the courses, I'm going to put the fee also at the end of this video. You can reach out to me at Tommy Tush and we can take this conversation further. Now to the second part. See you there. Bye.